This reading is the conclusion of Travels with the Snow Queen, a short story in the collection Stranger Things Happen by Kelly Link. Like other Okanagan Reader stories, it is licensed Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike. Why, you may wonder, are there so many old women living out here? Is this a retirement community? One might not be remarkable. Two is certainly more than enough. But as you look around, you can see little heaps of snow, lines of smoke rising from them. You have to be careful where you put your foot, or you might come through someone's roof. Maybe they came here for the quiet, or because they like ice fishing, or maybe they just like snow. It is steamy and damp in the house, and you have to climb down the chimney, past the roaring fire, to get inside. Bay leaps down the chimney, hooves first, scattering coals everywhere. The Finmany woman is smaller and rounder than the woman of Lapmark. She looks to you like a lump of pudding, with black-currant eyes. She wears only a greasy old slip, and an apron that has written on it, "If you can't stand the heat, get out of my kitchen." She recognizes Bay even faster than his mother had, because, as it turns out, she was the one who turned him into a reindeer for teasing her about her weight. Bay apologizes, insincerely you think, but the Finmany woman says she will see what she can do about turning him back again. She isn't entirely hopeful. It seems that a kiss is the preferred method of transformation. You don't offer to kiss him, because you know what that kind of thing leads to. The Finmany woman reads the piece of dried cod by the light of her cooking fire, and then she throws the fish into her cooking pot. Bay tells her about Kay and the Snow Queen, and about your feet because your lips have frozen together on the last leg of the journey, and you can't speak a word. "You're so clever and strong," the reindeer says to the Finmany woman. You can almost hear him add, "and fat," under his breath. "You can tie up all the winds in the world with a bit of thread. I've seen you hurling the lightning bolts down from the hills as if they were feathers. Can't you give her the strength of 10 men, so she can fight the Snow Queen and win Kay back?" "The strength of 10 men," the Finmany woman says. "A lot of good that would do. And besides, he doesn't love her." Bay smirks at you, as if to say, "I told you so." If your lips weren't frozen, you'd tell him that she isn't saying anything that you don't already know. "Now," the Finmany woman says, "take her up on your back one last time, and put her down again by the bush with the red berries. That marks the edge of the Snow Queen's garden. Don't stay there gossiping, but come straight back. You were a handsome boy. I'll make you twice as good looking as you were before. We'll put up flyers. See if we can get someone to come and kiss you. And for you, Missy," she says, "tell the Snow Queen, now that we have Bay back, that we'll be over at the palace next Tuesday for bridge, just as soon as he has hands to hold the cards." She puts you on Bay's back again, giving you such a warm kiss that your lips unfreeze and you can speak again. "The woman of Lapmark is coming for tea tomorrow," you tell her. The Finmany woman lifts Bay and you upon his back in her strong fat arms, giving you a gentle push up the chimney. "Good morning, ladies. It's nice to have you on the Premier Snow Queen tour. I hope that you all had a good night's sleep, because today we're going to be traveling quite some distance. I hope that everyone brought a comfortable pair of walking shoes. Let's have a head count, make sure that everyone on the list is here, and then we'll have introductions. My name is Gerda, and I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you." Here you are at last, standing before the Snow Queen's palace, the palace of the woman who enchanted your lover and then stole him away in her long white sleigh. You aren't quite sure what you're going to say to her, or to him. When you check your pocket, you discover that your list has disappeared. You have most of it memorized, but you think maybe you will wait and see before you say anything. Part of you would like to turn around and leave before the Snow Queen finds you, before Kay sees you. You are afraid that you will burst out crying, or even worse, that he will know that you walked barefoot on broken glass across half the continent just to find out why he left you. The front door is open, so you don't bother knocking, you just walk right in. It isn't that large a palace, really. It is about the size of your own house, and even reminds you of your own house, except that the furniture, Danish modern, is carved out of blue-green ice, as are the walls and everything else. It's a slippery place, and you're glad that you are wearing the robber girl's boots. You have to admit that the Snow Queen is a meticulous housekeeper, much tidier than you ever were. You can't find the Snow Queen, and you can't find Kay. But in every room there are white geese who, you are in equal parts relieved and surprised to discover, don't utter a single word. Gerda! Kay is sitting at a table, fitting the pieces of a puzzle together. When he stands up, he knocks several pieces of the puzzle off the table, and they fall to the floor and shatter into even smaller fragments. You both kneel down, picking them up. The table is blue. The puzzle pieces are blue. Kay is blue, which is why you didn't see him when you first came into the room. The geese brush up against you, soft and white as cats. What took you so long? Kay says. Where in the world did you get those ridiculous boots? You stare at him in disbelief. I walked barefoot on broken glass across half a continent to get here, you say. But at least you don't burst into tears. A robber girl gave them to me. Kay snorts. His blue nostrils flare. Sweetie, they're hideous. Why are you blue, you ask? I'm under an enchantment, he says. The Snow Queen kissed me. Besides, I thought blue was your favorite color. Your favorite color has always been yellow. You wonder if the Snow Queen kissed him all over, if he is blue all over. All the visible portions of his body are blue. If you kiss me, he says, you break the spell, and I can come home with you. If you break the spell, I'll be in love with you again. You refrain from asking if he was in love with you when he kissed the Snow Queen. Pardon me, you think, when she kissed him. What is that puzzle you're working on, you ask? Oh, that, he says. That's the other way to break the spell. If I can put it together. But the other way is easier, not to mention more fun. Don't you want to kiss me? You look at his blue lips, at his blue face. You try to remember if you liked his kisses. Do you remember the white cat, you say? It didn't exactly run away. I took it to the woods and left it there. We can get another one, he says. I took it into the woods because it was telling me things. We don't have to get a talking cat, Kay says. Besides, why did you walk barefoot across half a continent of broken glass if you aren't going to kiss me and break the spell? His blue face is sulky. Maybe I just wanted to see the world, you tell him, meet interesting people. The geese are brushing up against your ankles. You stroke their white feathers, and the geese snap, but gently, at your fingers. You had better hurry up and decide if you want to kiss me or not, Kay says, because she's home. When you turn around, there she is, smiling at you, like you are exactly the person that she was hoping to see. The Snow Queen isn't how or what you'd expected. She's not as tall as you. You thought she would be taller. Sure, she's beautiful. You can see why Kay kissed her, although you are beginning to wonder why she kissed him. But her eyes are black and kind, which you didn't expect at all. She stands next to you, not looking at Kay at all, but looking at you. I wouldn't do it if I were you, she says. Oh, come on, Kay says. Give me a break, lady. Sure, it was nice, but you don't want me hanging around this icebox forever any more than I want to be here. Let Gerda kiss me. We'll go home and live happily ever after. There's supposed to be a happy ending." "I like your boots," the Snow Queen says. "You're beautiful," you tell her. "I don't believe this," Kay says. He thumps his blue fist on the blue table, sending blue puzzle pieces flying through the air. Pieces lie like nuggets of sky-colored glass on the white backs of the geese. A piece of the table has splintered off, and you wonder if you is going to have to put the table back together as well. Do you love him? You look at the Snow Queen when she says this, and then you look at Kay. "Sorry," you tell him. You hold out your hand, in case he's willing to shake it. "Sorry," he says. "You're sorry? What good does that do me?" "So what happens now?" you ask the Snow Queen. "Up to you," she says. "Maybe you're sick of traveling, are you?" "I don't know," you say. "I think I'm finally beginning to get the hang of it." "In that case," says the Snow Queen, "I may have a business proposal for you." "Hey," Kay says, "what about me? Isn't someone going to kiss me?" You help him collect a few puzzle pieces. "Will you at least do this much for me?" he asks. "For old time's sake. Will you spread the word, tell a few single princesses that I'm stuck up here? I'd like to get out of here sometime in the next century." "Thanks. I'd really appreciate it. You know, we had a really nice time. I think I remember that." The robber girl's boots cover the scars on your feet. When you look at these scars, you can see the outline of the journey you made. Sometimes mirrors are maps, and sometimes maps are mirrors. Sometimes scars tell a story, and maybe someday you will tell this story to a lover. The soles of your feet are stories. Hidden in the black boots, they shine like mirrors. If you were to take your boots off, you would see reflected in one foot mirror the Princess Briar Rose as she sets off on her honeymoon, in her enormous four-poster bed, which now has wheels and is pulled by 20 white horses. It's nice to see women exploring alternative means of travel. In the other foot mirror, almost close enough to touch, you see the robber girl whose boots you are wearing. She is setting off to find Bay, to give him a kiss and bring him home again. You wouldn't presume to give her any advice, but you do hope that she has found another pair of good sturdy boots. Someday someone will probably make their way to the Snow Queen's palace and kiss Kay's cold blue lips. She might even manage a happily ever after for a while. You are standing in your black laced boots, and the Snow Queen's white geese mutter and stream and sidle up against you. You are beginning to understand some of what they are saying. They grumble about the weight of the sleigh, the weather your hesitant jerks at their reins. But they are good-natured grumbles. You tell the geese that your feet are maps and your feet are mirrors. But you tell them that you have to keep in mind that they are also useful for walking around on. They are perfectly good feet.